morning, everybody, and welcome along. I'm Michael Smith, and I'm Chair of the Board of First Mortgage Managers, and it's a real pleasure to be with you here today, and great to see such a wonderful turnout. These meetings are really, really important for us as a chance to interface, and we've been on a bit of a roadshow. This is number 7, I think, of our investor meetings, and over the course of that, and with the Caddy being the final one tomorrow, I think we will have had about 1,000, slightly over 1,000 of our investors come to the presentation. So reinforces to us how important it is to you folk, but also to us to be able to come and speak to you personally and listen to you as well. We've got our ears on. So thank you for coming. We've got a long history here in Tauranga, as you'll all be aware. This is where we began, so this is home base for us. And nearly 30 years we've been going. It's an area we are incredibly proud to be supporting. At FMT, as I've said, we understand the value of personal relationships. It's one of our key points of difference. So these investor meetings are more than just an opportunity to share updates. They're a forum for us to connect with you. We believe in building trust through face-to-face interactions where we can listen to your feedback and answer any questions you may have. So that'll be a theme over the course of the day. You'll be able to ask questions of Paul and of Tony Alexander when he presents later on. We've got Paul here, so he will be speaking shortly. We've also got our Chief Investment Officer, Sam Burgess, somewhere around. We've got a number of members of our staff. We've got Kylie Boyd somewhere out in the audience from our board, a director. And we're really pleased to be able to advise that we've got Phil Bennett here as well. Phil has just recently joined us as the head of lending. So we're really pleased to have him. He brings over 40 years of experience from working at major banks, and his extensive knowledge and expertise will undoubtedly make him a really valuable addition to our team. The team are all here, and they'll be available for questions and discussions that you may have after the presentation. To give you a quick overview of what we're going to be presenting today, in a minute we'll get Paul to provide an update on how the fund is performing. He'll talk about the loan book, he'll highlight recent achievements, and he'll outline our focus for the future. And then after his presentation, as I've said, there'll be an opportunity for questions and answers of him. Following Paul, we'll share a video from our 2024 Youth Sponsorship recipient, and then we're pleased to welcome Tony Alexander to our investor meetings. Many of you will likely follow Tony's insights, and today he'll be sharing observations on the broader economic landscape, particularly regarding the property market. And after Tony's talk, again, there'll be an opportunity for questions and answers. We'll conclude the session then, and feel free to join us for a cuppa and a sausage roll. At that stage, if there are questions that you haven't been able to ask, talk to us, ask. Before I hand over to Paul, I'd just like to take a minute to talk about the board. We're a committed board. There are 7 of us. And we bring together a range of skills and experience in banking, property management, investment management, legal and governance. We have been very pleased in the last 12 months, so since our last presentation, to have welcomed Mark Sinnott to our board of directors. Mark is the executive chairman of Colliers in New Zealand, and he's been at Colliers for 34 years. He's built the business from a team of 80 to 800 and introduced new business lines and expanded the company's reach nationally. They now have over 30 offices, including a comprehensive rural and agribusiness service. So we're really pleased to have him. He's got a very impressive track record, and his experience in strategic planning and leadership is going to be a really strong asset to the FMT board going forward. I'll leave the detailed discussion of the fund and its performance to Paul, but I just want to touch on it briefly. We all know the challenges in recent times. We've had high inflation, we've had a cost of living crisis, there are geopolitical tensions, and we've got a government that's trying to find its way and bed itself in. These factors can create market uncertainty, and it's natural for people to be cautious, especially when it comes to investing. Some asset classes have indeed seen volatility, and it's never easy to see your hard-earned savings and investments fluctuate in value. However, it's at times like these when First Mortgage Trust has provided a stable and consistent investment option. Our team has worked diligently, and while other assets have faced declines, our returns have increased. This highlights our commitment to protecting your capital and optimising your funds. Optimising being a key word there rather than maximising. We're grateful for the trust you place in us, which we never take for granted. Despite the economic uncertainty, the fund continues to grow, driven largely in part by referrals and recommendations from you, our current investors, and for that we're sincerely grateful. It's also worth noting that this continued growth in the fund benefits you as investors by diversifying risk across a broader base. To put this in context, the fund is now secured by 620 loans, and those 620 loans are backed by 1,600 first mortgages over properties. That's nationwide, and it reflects the diverse portfolio and prudent risk management. Paul will go into more detail on that in his presentation and can answer any questions that you may have. From the board's perspective, we're very pleased with the fund's performance, and we have full confidence in the expertise and vision of the team. We're optimistic about the future, and we're committed to continuing our investment in the business as we grow. This will ensure that our reputation for delivering exceptional customer service, safeguarding and growing your investment remains as strong as ever. Thank you for your time. I look forward to catching up with you after the presentations for a cuppa. So I'd now like to get Paul to come and share the latest updates on the business and give you some insights into our strategy, the sector and our future plans.